of the things I do want to mention, because we love and support our Black women, and we want and we support women. We want women to be safe. And the thing that shocked me is when I was reading about is all of the incidents that have been going on in the United Kingdom
Yes.
pertaining to police violence against women.
Really bad. It's very, very bad. Even just last week, there was a Nigerian woman in the middle of the day, young Nigerian woman, 30-something years old, 31 years old, walking near her house, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, literally was attacked, stabbed, died. Don't even know. But there was a recent report out, and I can't remember the name of who did the report, but it came out and said the Metropolitan Police, but this is just the main police force in London, the report was about, which basically said that they're racist, they're misogynist, and I can't remember the other words that they used, but basically it was just it was rotten through and through. And people just went, what? So now there's actually been a specific report that has been called on this. It's calling them out. So now something has to be done. And so they're kind of saying, maybe the police force is going to be split up, because one of the problems is they deal with major things like terrorism, but they also deal with community things as well. They said you can't have one police force dealing with all of those things, because it's almost like they're untouchable. They've made themselves like they're untouchable. So these units have to be split down. And maybe that's how we'll get a little bit more control over them. But yeah, and then there'll be other police in the police force who would be agreeing. Who is it? Well, yeah, at least it's finally out. And there was a novel that was written by a young Nigerian, and it was called Canteen Culture, because that's what they call it here. Is that in sort of like how men can talk to each other and just be running down people, and it happens in the canteen. And that's what they call the canteen culture, is where all of this goes on. And the book was called Canteen Culture. And he talks about all of this. And once the book was published, he changed his name, he disappeared. So for them to kind of pretend like this has just been revealed. No, it has not just been revealed. You've known about it for years. And they even tried to dampen down this guy's novel who won an award for it, because they didn't want to admit it. This novel came out like the end of the 90s. These things have been known about.
Well, the article I was reading said there's more than 1,500 UK police officers accused of violence against women in 6 months. 6 months.
Yes. And the thing is, can you imagine? So you're interviewing for police, right? You're interviewing people who want to become a policeman. They might even have something then on their record that shows that there might be some potential to violence. Once there is that potential, you shouldn't even be bringing them on. The fact is, even when they did bring them on, that they've now, so many of them have had cases against them where they should have even been reprimanded. And that's all that's happened. Maybe they've got a telling off, and that's it. And they're still in the police force. Whereas now the chief of that police force is saying, well, anything like that, they should be out.
And then there's that horrible, that horrific case. Is it David Carrick, I think?
Yes. Well, there's been more than one recently. I can't even remember, where they've been raping women. Yeah. They use their position to go to women's houses and rape them. That's what's been going on. So now women are saying, don't trust the police. Even if I stop late at night. Before it used to be, if I stopped late at night and I saw a black man, I'd hold my bag close against me and I'd be scared. They're not saying that now. It's like, if I see a policeman, I'm scared.
And and supposedly he raped 83 women. And so I'm like, are you joking? And he's a police officer?
That's right.